Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So today I'm doing my updated prediction of Donald Trump versus Bernie Sanders. I know it's been a while since I did my last prediction and a lot has changed, and I don't think Bernie's going to be the nominee at this point. A drastic scandal on Biden and Harris would have to take place, and besides, the DNC is so stacked against him they'll never allow it in the first place. But I really do think that they're going to energize around Warren, and I think the DNC is more open to pushing Warren than Sanders. So we'll start this map. We'll go east to west here. Maine at large will still go to Bernie. It's trended red, but Bernie's from the Northeast. He knows the Northeast. I do think Trump will carry Maine's 2nd district by a likely margin. And Sanders will win New Hampshire by a likely margin because they know up in this part of the country, they support Bernie. It's because they have a twin state thing going on with Vermont. It's really weird, but I definitely think that Sanders would win. It would be close. It'd be like a 5 to 6 point margin for Bernie. I think that's a state Trump wouldn't have to focus on, but Pennsylvania, it was a state Bernie really struggled in the primaries. I think Trump would take Pennsylvania in the lean column, especially because a lot of people don't remember that turnout was up in 2016 over 2012, even in places like Philadelphia, and it really just wasn't enough because the rural vote came out for Trump, and Bernie really struggled there in the primary, didn't drum up support. It wasn't like in Michigan and Wisconsin where he did a lot better. So I believe that for those reasons, Pennsylvania will stay with the president, and Ohio would stay with the president likely. Virginia would be very close. Virginia hates Bernie Sanders. I think turnout would be low, but I think Bernie would take it. I think he would take it. We'll put it in the lean column, but it actually could be closer to tilt. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in that state of Virginia, but I think North Carolina would go to Trump. In the lean, if not likely column, Bernie is an atheist. So I don't, there's a lot of in the South evangelicals, which is also why I think Georgia would not be super contested, especially because Bernie has a lot of trouble turning out the black vote. And that's what Democrats would have to do to win the states like Georgia and North Carolina. So I think Trump will win Georgia by around 5 points, which would put it in the likely column. Florida would be in the lean column, but I think Trump would win it by 3 to 4 points. He's very disliked in Florida. I think he only won like 2 counties in the primary, and they were both in the Panhandle. So it's really a weak state. A lot of people who even are some Cuban Democrats who still oppose things like socialism and stuff like that. Trump improved over Romney with the Cuban margin, and I think that the midterms Republicans made even more gains with the Cuban community. So I think that Trump would continue those gains and would help cement Florida in his column. Texas would be likely, if not safe, for Trump. Again, El Paso is where the Democrats, one of the only really Democrat strongholds in Texas. And Bernie voted to dump all of Vermont's nuclear waste in El Paso in a poor Hispanic community. And I think Trump would really attack Bernie on that. I don't think he would let that get away from him. And I think that would be the end of him in terms of wanting to have this pipe dream about Texas, which also makes me realize that Arizona probably would go in the likely column for Donald Trump as well. It'd probably be 5 to 6 points, and New Mexico would be likely for Bernie, but again, it'd probably be 5 to 6 points in his direction. I don't think that he would energize the Latino voters that well. I think that Bernie polled well last time because he was suffering from the Kasich effect, where you poll well, but that doesn't necessarily mean in a general election you would win by that margin or even win at all. Trump will win Nebraska's 2nd district, lean but closer to likely. A lot of establishment conservatives there would come out against socialism and Bernie Sanders, and Iowa would be likely in terms of Trump's column. Minnesota would go for Bernie, though, in the lean column. They really liked him in the primaries, but I think Wisconsin, even though it was a strong state for Bernie in the primary and stuff like that, I think in a general election with Trump's accomplishments and attacking Bernie on his ideas, Trump's base has grown in the rural part of the state as well as probably since the election in the WOW counties in the suburbs of Milwaukee. So Wisconsin is definitely a state that I would give to Donald Trump. He would win it very narrowly. Michigan, on the other hand, I think, Michigan would actually probably go to Bernie Sanders. It would go in a tilt margin. He would just get the turnout in the college towns up really high, and he'd be able to win Michigan. Oregon is safe. I've talked about it could be a swing state depending on the nominee, even though we'll go for the Democrat by over 5. Bernie did really well in the primary in Oregon. It appeals to a lot of the, soy-infested individuals in Portland. He'll get the white Democrat turnout up high in those places to come out for him like he did in the primary. So he'll win that state. And he'll also win Colorado. I think Bernie does support legalization of weed, even though he probably won't do anything about it when he gets there. So put that in the lean column. It's closer to likely than tilt, by the way. But Trump will win Nevada. I think Trump will win Nevada by a very narrow margin, but I don't think that Bernie Sanders is necessarily the right candidate for Nevada. He's going to struggle with Latino appeal, trying to get them to come out to vote, especially after what he did with the nuclear waste down in El Paso. It's going to be a big scandal that hasn't really been unearthed yet. So Donald Trump leads Bernie Sanders 296 to 242. Again, it's possible Trump could win by even a bigger margin than this. I'd have to see how the election plays out, but for right now, this is probably what I would say the margin would be. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe. Let's get me to 6,000 and hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media and donate to my Patreon, links in description. And before you go, be sure to click on the screen for one of my other recent videos you may have missed. And thanks again for watching, guys. Red Eagle, out.